Hello, everyone. This is Frank minus Lisa today. Please don't turn away just because she's not here. We ought to be encouraged with Frank and Lisa. And I just finished chewing, so forgive me. But we're based here in Colorado Springs. We specialize in keynote speaking, emceeing, and facilitating sessions on diversity and leadership development to a global audience. We're passionate about helping professionals maximize their potential and fostering resilient, adaptive organizational cultures in small to mid-sized businesses worldwide. That must have been written by AI.
It sounded
Love
really
and
good.
hate. Love and
That
hate.
does not look like you, Frank. But anyway, but I read well, right?
You read very well.
Yeah. So welcome to the Be Encouraged Show, where we provide a platform for entrepreneurs and community-focused individuals to expand their reach and create a positive impact in the Colorado Springs community and beyond. And we're joining you live from the Springs today with some great, incredible guests. Look at them. They're amazing, I tell you.
Just amazing.
Yeah, I tell you, and they're a handsome couple on top of everything else, right? So, yeah. So if you want to join us internationally, please go to our website and select international via Instagram to join us live from anywhere in the world. Today's episode is brought to you by CoHarbor and Crescio. CoHarbor is the go-to co-working space for leaders and connectors in Colorado Springs with a beautiful collaborative environment that I get to sit in today. And they're on a mission to support solopreneurs or small business teams. Co-Harbor is the perfect place to grow yourself and your business. Come check us out. And this inspiring space today on Rock Rimmon and Tech Center Drive, or visit them online at coharbor.com. And the incredible Joshua Aguirre and his company, Crescio, they offer you pay what you can consultations to underprivileged entrepreneurs in Colorado Springs and beyond. And they teach people how to leverage Chat GPT for their business. Visit them at crescio.com to learn more. I love his heart.
Yes,
I
I
mean,
love that.
just to trying to heart to help,
Yeah.
right? Yes,
That's what we
yeah.
all need more of that,
Well,
right?
we all need more of that, particularly me.
Right?
Right.
Spending
So,
your time here about that.
guys, you want to get more leads for your business? Visit us at BeEncouraged.net to become a sponsor and get your business name out there to our growing audience. I still got something stuck in my throat, Josh. But
Or water.
our platinum sponsor has seen an aggressive 900% growth in their business in just 7 months. Like and follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn to join us on our journey to extend hope and encouragement and help people realize their potential through networking, collaboration, and community involvement. So all of that, Jay, I need to introduce you guys,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's a
Be
mouthful.
68 tomorrow.
What?
Darn.
Yeah.
Darn.
Yeah.
I need
You're
more
old- you're
coffee
old
to keep
and
up
well.
with you.
Yeah. I'm black.
Yeah.
I normally get that look when I get an answer. Right.
Live TV, right? I love it.
Let me introduce you, ladies and
I need a
gentlemen,
script.
to the great Jay Geiger. He is the owner of TeamLogic IT in Highlands Ranch. Jay is dedicated to delivering top-tier IT solutions with a focus on quality, integrity, and exceptional customer service. He has an MBA from the University of Chicago Booth School of Business and over 30 years of experience as a technology leader. Throughout his career, he has enjoyed guiding organizations large and small through the implementation of strategic initiatives that enhance security, stability, and operational excellence.
There's a lot. I know.
Now working with local businesses in the community, Jay leverages his passion for creating lasting relationships that ensure his clients' success. He does this by listening to his clients, aligning their critical success factors, and driving his team to exceed those client expectations with the IT services and support they provide. Join Jay on his continuing journey to champion the innovations in technology that propel organizations on to unprecedented success. Was that AI?
That was not a, but if I could only do so well.
I know.
Right? This is a great intro, bro.
Yeah.
And Kelly Geiger here, the backbone of the operation.
Absolutely.
Kelly began her career at Kraft Foods after graduating from Columbia College. She thrived in the dynamic environment at Kraft, working in marketing and advertising assistant roles, honing her skills in creative campaigns and strategic communication. Her aptitude for organization and eye to detail, led her led her to transition into event planning, where she helped orchestrate the success of global corporate events. Her listening skills help her match key event details that exceeded customer expectations. Taking a hiatus from the corporate scene and focusing on raising their 3 children, Kelly found being a stay-at-home parent very fulfilling. Today, she and her husband Jay are business owners known for their innovative approach and dedication to delivering exceptional customer experiences. Her journey reflects a blend of creativity, strategic thinking, and a passion for excellence. Right, now we can get to you guys, right? Yeah, before we get into all of that, because people need to exhale after those
Right.
introductions, right? yeah. Kelly, why don't you tell our audience a little bit about who is this incredible lady? Give us a little synopsis of you.
Well, okay, I'll try my hardest.
Okay.
Try my hardest. Well, really, I've been a stay-at-home parent for the last, 15 years, and I have absolutely love that. I think for a long time, we've always wondered and thought and planned for the future and thought, okay, well, what's that going to look like? And how can we work together?
Mhm.
We, believe it or not, some couples can't fathom working together. And Jay and I are one of those anomalies where we're just like, we got to work together. We got to, the yin and
Well,
the
you're gonna
yang.
work together even if you're
creative.
not in business, right? If you're
Well,
gonna stay a couple.
That is so true. That takes work, marriage for sure. But it's another topic.
But that's
for
another
day.
topic.
Different show, right?
Right? So yeah, we were really, interested in exploring different ways of doing business together.
But where are you
starting
from
out
originally?
I am from the Chicago area.
Are you?
Chicago,
Well,
yeah.
we still love you.
I know,
You
right?
had to be from somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, an Ecuadorian mom and an Irish dad. So they only that pairing can meet in Chicago.
Only that.
Such a
family,
well,
right?
yeah. It was such a melting pot. So,
Yeah, Ecuadorian dad and a Irish mom.
but yeah,
Wow.
The other way.
but yeah, got you.
The other way?
Yeah.
Irish
Okay,
dad,
are my arms
Ecuadorian
crossed
mom.
rightly now?
I think they are now.
Yeah, okay.
It's a madre and a
Right.
pop.
Spoken like a
matchmaking.
true IT guy, right?
Yeah. Well, you gotta make sure the wires are crossed the right way.
There's a method to our madness, right,
Yeah.
Kelly?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, as I told Jay first time we had an opportunity to meet you guys, Ecuadorian and Irish rock.
Yeah, I love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't agree more.
Huh?
I could not agree more.
Right? I knew.
You better say that.
I don't think that was very difficult for him to say. Jay, tell us a little bit about you, my friend. What's your background?
Yeah, background. So if you talk about growing up, I actually grew up in a small town in Wisconsin, just north of Milwaukee.
Packer fan?
What's
Or
that?
Bear fan.
More of a Bears fan, because what happened was we moved around during high school and ended up back in Chicago, and I never got tied into the pack for some reason,
I've been
right?
a Packer fan
And
for
so-
45 years.
That's,
You're gonna-
well,
yeah.
so you're one of those guys. It's amazing. I will say this for the Packers fans: you find them everywhere.
Everywhere.
Find, clubs set up everywhere, and it's wild. I mean, there's a little bit of that jealousy of like, sure,
Yeah.
more like
Fair.
fashion like that. But don't eat it. Like we love the Bears and all that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, moving back to Chicago. But through those moves, got exposed to computers, and that was something I took to very early on in life. I mean, we're talking like 13, 14 years old,
my.
starting to play with the technology at the time, and just was always enamored with that. But then also with the business side, like what can you do with this, right? It's fun to build things, solve problems. What more can I do? And that just led to a career in consulting, and then business degree, and then startup activity, and then just branching that out into services for Fortune 500 companies. And so through that, being with these large companies is great experience, great colleagues, great exposure all over the place to so many things. But in the back of my mind, when we moved to Colorado, was like, what a great environment this is we're in. We're raising our kids here. I'm getting to know so many other folks in the area. And I'm like, what can we do to be more involved here, right? Rather than flying all over the place all the time and just having a lot of, shall we say, long distance relationships. And so that set us looking into what small business opportunities there were, I'd say 5-6 years ago. And over the course of time, we'd look at some, think maybe not now, maybe not that one. But then when TeamLogic IT came along, we thought this kind of makes sense, and scarily so. But in a scary way, which was why are we comfortable diving into this environment and into this situation and approach, right? And this new way of living. But I think that was one of the signals to us that this was the right direction to go.
Yeah, and we
It all
have each
just
other.
felt
We
right.
kind of lean into each other's strengths.
Yeah, absolutely.
so
Yeah, which is so if you're gonna do entrepreneurship, you need to
Yeah.
be able to have that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, honey,
And a
this is
partner.
you, this is what you can do well.
Yeah.
My wife is very good at that as well, as
Okay.
far as taking those pieces that I suck at.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm doing,
Yeah.
and where she doesn't do very well is I'm being out here in front of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thing. I do that. Right? So, yeah, baby,
do
you,
well.
you just do that, and I'll do this, and
Right,
let's see
right.
where it takes us, right?
No.
Why Colorado? Of all the places you could have transitioned from Chicago, why did we get the privilege of getting you guys to land here?
There's two parts that were interesting to the story. One was back when I was in business school, we're like, hey, we could move anywhere from Chicago. Where do we want to look? And we're doing all the little internet searching and quizzes, and it kept coming up with like Phoenix, Austin, and Denver. And although I'd been out here skiing, it was like never really thought about it as a place to live, right? And so we actually came in, I believe it was 05, and spent a week out. Well, we were still city dwellers back in Chicago. So we're like, let's check out the city in Denver, right? And we spent a few days out there, and then we're like, all right, let's check out the burbs. We went out to the burbs. We got out, and I remember at the end of it all, we were kind of like, okay, I could see us living out here, but it's not like we have to move here, right? We didn't catch that bug. We're like, okay, it's kind of on radar. And then years go by, and the organization I was with was looking for leadership out on the West Coast, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring here and see if it comes up. And my director at that organization said, hey, I want to offer this to you to move out to Denver, and so we took the leap and said, let's go.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, we were in a really great place in the Chicago area. I mean, it was a wonderful town.
Were you in the burbs?
We were in the burbs.
We're in the burbs.
Specifically, we were in Glenview. And we were in a spot that was called the Glen. It was a new, design community, kind of like Highlands Ranch and some of the other places around here. And I mean, it was pretty close to Pleasantville as far as Chicago is concerned in so many ways. But we thought, we feel like we're being led to move out, and that's what we did. We took the leap, and we came out here. And so,
how long ago was that?
That was 12 years ago.
Wow. Yeah.
12
Yeah. Almost to the day, I'd say. Yeah.
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 So, Kelly, Robert Frost, he had said this quote that I love, right? So I'm going to use it to kind of position my next question for you, young lady. You say, I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. What is your road less traveled?
Oh my goodness. I love it. So poetic. My road less traveled. Wow. I would say for me, it's really just getting out in front of people. And as much as I love people, I'm more of just a few people here and there. But like to be, networking events I like, but it's taken quite a bit to get sort of, to grow into that role, a very, public facing company, because you have to get out and promote the company and talk to people. And
Which is so
yeah,
crazy to me when I think of you. You know, I challenged you with this last time
I
we
know
met.
you did.
Right? Look at this woman.
Uh,
Is this a face that's supposed to be out there? Yes, it is. Right?
Right. I know. Yeah, in a lot of ways, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah,
It
I think
is interesting. I can put this out in front of people and you won't put that? Come on now. Does that even make bad sense?
and to your challenge, I have done more, like, yeah, getting out there
You
and
have
went
you?
to ribbon cuttings, and that's
Ah.
not typically something I would do. But having the support of friends and family, and I
Yeah.
think that's, very encouraging. And Jay obviously
Yeah.
is very encouraging, and helps
So are you
me.
doing the business
Get that.
development piece?
Yes,
Uh,
for the
for the
most
business?
marketing,
Marketing?
behind the scenes stuff.
Okay, but
yeah.
yeah, the networking, you're starting to ease
Ease
into
into
that
it.
as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I see some jacked
For
up
sure.
people out there in networking. Right.
Do tell.
I've won Networker in the Year in Colorado Springs for 5 years in
Right.
a row. Yeah, right.
So how many people have you met through that time?
Oh,
What do you
who
think?
knows?
Thousands, right?
Thousands.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Because
yeah,
it's my gifting. So connecting people and
yeah.
having an opportunity to connect and bring out what they're supposed to be doing and why they were put on this earth is my thing.
Yep.
Right?
That.
I was put
love
on earth to
that.
do that. So you weren't. And
Yeah.
that's quite all right. So don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Different giftings.
It is. That's all it is. It's
Yeah.
a different gifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to check. What is your road less traveled, Jay?
Boy, that's an interesting one. I mean, I think moving out here, that was a big one, right? Leaving your comfort zone, going out into business on your own is definitely a road less traveled, right? But I think a lot of it for me in the growth was getting involved on the sales side of things. I mean, let's think about it. 13 years old, loving computers, loving to program, right? Like in the business side, sales? No, thank you. That's for other people, right? Those are for those kinds of folks. And but really through experiences, just drawing me out, allowing me to grow socially, right? College friends and high school friends. As like I said, I moved around during high school, but I did end up with a good core set of friends that were very social and came alongside me, and I give them so much thankfulness that they built in me a sense of humor that I didn't have prior to that, right? And college
Does he have a
friends.
sense of humor?
That's dry.
My wife's is dry. No, I gotta introduce you guys.
Jokes make sense when you write them out. Oh, that's why it's funny.
Because like I just had a joke. I'm like,
What was that joke? You should have to cue me to laugh next time. Huh?
Exactly. I mean, we're getting there. We are getting
after 22 years, yeah. Oh, okay, that was a joke.
But
That's so
yeah,
funny.
jumping into sales, man, that was a real trick and a challenge for me, and a lot of growth. And again, colleagues that I've had, especially over the last 10 to 12 plus years, really just gave me those experiences. I got to learn through them and grow with them, and so I owe a lot to what's brought us here to so many people.
Well, you're an amazing man. You know that? I want you to know that today. You are an incredible human. Yeah, and I didn't need a lot of time to uncover that. I think when people get before you, my friend, and give you an opportunity to speak about, and you're very professional and you know your stuff, right? So those are some great combinations, right?
Yeah.
So entrepreneurship is definitely the road less traveled. What 86% fail within 5 years. I mean, it's really a crazy space. You are in a secure place in corporate life. Why would you transition?
Yeah, I mean, it's back to heart and what you feel like you're built for. So much great experience with those large organizations, but at the same time, no matter how far you move in those orgs and how much areas of influence you have over your teams and your peers and the industries that you're in, it's still not like when you're running your own show and you get to make the decisions and you get to build the culture and the environment for your employees to thrive in. I mean, you do that.
What
in corporate
drove you to
America.
want to do that, though? Did you have some
Oh,
bad experiences along the way where you saw there were gaps in business culture, or what was
We
going on?
probably all experience that, right? I mean, especially if you have a strong ego,
Yeah.
you're kind of like, I could do that better. I don't know why they're making
If
those
I was running
decisions,
this
right?
joint, that wouldn't suck as bad, right?
Exactly. Exactly, right? So I mean, there's always some of that, but
Yeah.
I'll say that, for whatever reason, again, from early on, that idea of that there is a way to have a strong culture that cares about all the folks involved, your employees, your customers, right? Your just all the different pieces, your vendors, all of that, that there are elements and values that can have everybody come together and have your win-win. I guess that's just something that, for whatever reason, I've always had at the core of it. There are win-win-wins throughout the opportunity in life, and a lot of it's just attitude.
And you weren't seeing it, so you're going to create it.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
and I'll say I saw it in different ways.
It's all in
But
different
I like
ways.
having a little bit more of an influence across all these things on a personal
Absolutely.
level.
Yeah.
So the passion was there, and the desire is there, and now the mode to execute on that is here.
Yeah, Kelly, when this first became a possibility about going in business yourselves, and this is not a gender statement, so I don't write me, all right?
Here come the email.
You won't hear from me.
Yeah, because we're different, right?
Right.
Well, yeah, that's why we complement each other. And my wife will tell you, security is one of her forward-looking pieces, right? As a woman, she wants
Right.
secure, right?
Right.
Keep me secure.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Ensure that
Absolutely.
we're taking care of business. When this came up as a possibility, what was your reaction?
Well, it's funny you asked that because you know, we're Christians.
Yeah, you can say that out loud.
I know, we're
Now,
not-
everyone in
yeah,
this
we're-
city knows that I'm a pastor. So.
Yeah. So you're gonna know. Yeah, your faith plays a humongous
It
role,
does,
right?
yes.
Right. So you can't negate that or
Yeah.
discount that. So that was a big factor in moving us down the road,
Mhm.
and just knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses and trying to figure out, okay, how's this going to work? And
But
it's
you
gonna
didn't have
work.
those moments where you were going, "What the?"
I know. I honestly, you would think yes, but we had so much peace,
Did you?
like so much peace with it that it was a God thing, right?
Yes,
And
yeah.
I say that a lot, but it is.
Yeah.
That is what it is,
And you know that.
and you know that, right? You know that peace that you're like,
Yeah.
I should be really nervous right now. I should really not be this at peace, and you just have that
Yeah.
supernatural.
It kind of transcends all understanding,
the
right?
circumstances.
I think
Exactly.
that's somewhere in the book,
I
right?
love that. Yeah, somewhere. I
Like
love
Philippians 4, 6, and
Somewhere.
7.
Yeah.
There we go.
Absolutely. I love that
Yeah,
verse.
yeah. So that is so awesome.
Yeah.
We do things and we bring stuff to the table, guys, that are good, right? And we look and we say, "Oh man, I can do this stuff really, really, really good."
Oh yeah.
What do you do, Jay, that's crazy good?
I wish it was cooked. I wish it was.
I wish it was cooked.
Hey, I make a pretty mean chili that I've gotten
Oh,
rid of.
he does.
I can fry an awesome egg.
Throw stuff together, let it sit for hours, and I'm good. But I'm probably I'm really, really good at being my own critic.
Oh,
So when you ask me a question like that, it's like, yeah, I do this pretty well, that pretty well, that pretty well. I almost look to other people to give that, like, what is it you do well?
Yeah.
And I just, today I just go out and do the best that I can across all the different avenues.
I'm not gonna let you get away with that answer. I'm just telling you. Right, nice try.
Close.
Nice try. Though. Right, trying to slide in. That's a typical human answer.
I actually have.
Okay.
Okay, so I have the ability to understand things at a very high level, meaning whether it's heavy economics at a macro level, or whether it's business strategies at a very high level, right? Down to the models behind it, but then also make it really understandable and clear to anyone else, and dive down into the details as deep as you need to go. It's a part of the strength that I bring from a strategic standpoint, which is that high level. What are you trying to accomplish? Now, how are we going to get there? And what's the roadmap? And what are the steps we need to take to get there?
You're crazy good at that. Just say yes.
I kind of am, yeah.
Yeah. We humans have such a hard time.
I remember.
I mean, leaning into our crazy good,
It's
right?
hard. It's
Yeah,
hard.
yeah,
It's hard.
yeah.
It's just, yeah, that's I don't know. That's just the way the mind works to bring it all
You
together.
were created to have a crazy good, my friend.
Yeah.
We all were. Right? Yeah, could I frame that then as we're talking about your crazy good?
Yeah.
Because it sounds like a COO.
Mm.
Sounds like an operational chief, right?
Yeah.
So if people out there are listening to Jay right now, you're saying, okay, what is some more value that he's going to bring in addition to the IT work that he's doing? He's going to create a roadmap and help you with your operations. And all small business needs help with operation. So give him a call. We'll give you his number soon. But
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
right.
It is. It is, because you get a lot of technologists that are great at the technology.
Yes.
I can make this button do all kinds of
Uh-huh.
cool things, but how does that really tie back to the organization and what they're trying to accomplish?
Absolutely.
And the people involved. I got sales, I got ops, I got procurement, I got finance,
Yes.
right? And to be able to understand the implications and bring that all the way through so that, again, it's an engine that's running on all cylinders and the right timing, that's fun.
That's fun to him. It bites for you. So you need to call him. Right? So, yeah.
Right.
That's so awesome. What are you crazy good at, young lady?
Well, it's not cooking.
Oh, Shaw.
It's not
You
good.
kept us all well fed. I think there's a little more there than there are.
Oh man.
That's good.
You know, I think at least trying, right? Trying to keep everybody happy. Making sure that, you know, everyone has what they need. Asking the right question. I'm thinking of kids, right? But
Yeah.
also
No,
extends into
absolutely.
business.
Absolutely.
I think, you know, just that reach out, that
Yeah.
touch, that, you know, are you okay? And
Yeah.
you know,
Being
so-
that person that really coalesces all of this craziness
right,
and makes it reasonable and absolutely actionable and tolerable
Mhm.
for everyone as we're trying to walk through, right? Would that be a good
Yeah,
summary?
I love that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So I love that. If I was coaching you, I'd say if you're trying to make everybody happy,
It's not gonna work.
yeah, come lay on my couch.
I agree with that. I agree with
That's
that.
a battle you cannot win, right?
Insanity, right? You think you can, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I can.
I agree.
Only person that ends up crazy there is you, right?
That's right. I love that.
Oh my! I just love this couple.
love
You're the Me and Kurt show with Frank and Lisa minus Lisa today. We have Kelly and Jay Geiger with us today. They're the owners of
TeamLogic IT in Highlands Ranch.
Yeah, baby. Oh, let me ask you something. What is something that you've had to overcome in business? How long you guys been in business now?
Almost 6 months now since we.
Yeah. Yeah.
6 months.
Yeah.
Yep.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah,
And this is a startup persona.
We are in it.
Oh,
We are
for sure.
absolutely in it.
Think of
I
it.
love 6 months.
Yeah.
What's been one of the biggest challenges for you as you've launched?
Let's see. You know, there's been some tactical things that you always have to go through, and a lot of things you have to learn when you're starting up a business, right? But I think, like for me personally, it goes back to that nature piece and pushing out into sales, realizing that, and it's not just, I mean, we knew it going into it, but the shift of, do I stay in the office and make sure everything's operating and all the taxes are being paid, or do I get out there and start to build these relationships?
Yep.
Start to put ourselves out there. And what it is it's the time, right? How much time are you putting into these things? And so I think that's one of the big things. It's actually the thing that I really embrace and I love, because now instead of sitting at my desk and being on Zoom calls with people, all over the world, right? I'm actually out meeting people face to face, building relationships with them, getting to know what's important to them. How can I promote them, right? And where are the opportunities that I can help them? And this is it's the biggest shift in a career from when you're in a corporate environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, check doesn't bounce.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But this is where
Yeah.
I also feel like we're being called, right? This is why we went into this.
Just
Yeah.
knowing
Yeah.
that you have put yourself in a position, first of all, being obedient, right?
Yeah.
Knowing that you're doing what you were designed to do.
Right.
And that's what gives us a stick-to-itiveness to continue on in the rough times. That's why for me, I know that I was designed to be here. I was made for this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm just leaning in every day. Let's see what happens. And, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What about you, my dear friend? What's been challenging for you? Let's be transparent.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned earlier, I think a lot of it is the networking, the getting out and talking to different people, and getting, that's my comfort zone, is just being home and talking to my little friend group and family. And so now just having to branch out a bit more and just kind of leaning into that new role, right? So it definitely is.
It's different.
I like it. I don't know if I love it.
Yeah.
But
I'm so glad you
I'm
said
getting it, yeah.
that, though,
Yeah.
Kelly, because one thing that irritates the heck out of me as a coach is that you walk up to people and they tell you what they're doing. I just love my job, right? And I'm going, why don't you tell your face that,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I just love my job, right? It's almost like if they say something different, it's something, it's a negative about them or
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't have to love
For
my
sure.
job. I gotta
No.
eat, gotta make
Right.
money, gotta
Yeah.
take care of family. But until
Exactly.
you get to the place that you truly, I think the reason that people saying that kind of negates or it hinders them finding out what they truly love.
Isn't that true? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think our kids seeing us do things that are uncomfortable also is helping them, because I mean, in their ages, high school, middle school, they're doing all kinds of stuff to
How old are the
stretch.
babies?
13, 14, and 16.
Really?
Oh,
man, you
gosh,
guys
right.
wrapped them all up their clothes, didn't you?
Right.
Lead them out.
Right. Hurry up, grow up, and leave.
Yeah, right.
I know you're saying
I know, I'm
that.
not-
Him and I are saying,
Yeah.
I'm like that commercial. That as soon as the last when you pretending you're crying,
Yeah.
as soon as they get out, you go change the room up, right?
Exactly. Crank the music, you're dancing. I hear you.
Yeah, baby. I thought it would never happen.
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah, my
funny.
wife was more like you.
Right.
Oh, my babies are gone. I'm saying, yes,
Yeah,
your babies
yeah.
are gone.
Yeah. love it.
Hallelujah.
There it is.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll cry on your shoulder when we're gone.
Right. You still got time, young lady. You still got
Yeah.
time. Annie, I know, have you guys seen that Little Orphan Annie movie?
Oh,
And she talks about a hard knock life.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Oh,
hard
yeah.
knock life.
Yeah.
It's a hard knock.
Oh,
Yeah. So as you think about your journey right now, would you describe this as hard knock, or does it fall into that space? What do you guys think?
I mean, there's yes and no's, right? If
Yeah.
if anybody's been living, they go through ups and downs. If you've been
Yeah.
stretching in any way, shape, or form, you're gonna have curveballs and icy streets thrown in front of you, right? I mean, So yeah, there's been times, and some of that best growth though came from those difficult times.
Yes.
So you go through a hard time,
Mhm.
and then you get past that, you get blessed in different ways, and all of a sudden you're sitting there, you're going like, this almost sounds primrose pathy, right?
Uh-huh.
It definitely wasn't at those junctures,
Yeah.
right? I mean, one of our junctures was one of the startups that looked like it was doing great. Kelly, we just had our second daughter, and just moved into a new place, and it went down in a ball of fire.
Oh, you were a part of a startup?
Yep, yep. And I mean, this was in the bottom of '09. This was a very,
Oh,
very
my
difficult
God,
time,
sorry.
right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, my joke was yelling out into the, yelling out into the ether. Who needs a vice president? Like, nobody. Okay, who needs a director? Nobody. Like, what do we do?
Anything.
Right? I mean, and so with all of that, I mean, you talk about a harrowing point in one's life when I got, two new mouths to feed, new mortgage and all of this, and we're just wondering, okay, this is not looking good either, because you hear all the other bad stories, But from that point, 3 years later, we moved out to here,
Yeah.
right? And then you started living out in Colorado. You're like, this is pretty nice. I kind of like it. I don't want,
Totally,
I'm not saying anything bad about anywhere else, but this is really
This
nice.
is a
Yeah.
joint, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, 41 years for me now.
Yeah.
41 years.
Yes.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
I love this place.
Yeah.
It's my space.
These
I'm
are your
telling you.
roots. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've worked through, life is a trip. It is. And that I've never learned anything in my life. There's no growth that's taking place in the good things that happen.
Mm,
All the
Right.
growth was
Yeah.
in the pain points,
pain.
right?
Oh yeah.
So
And how you
It is.
overcome that,
Very much is.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you guys doing now? How's the business? Tell us about it.
right?
Yeah.
That's good.
Business is
Yeah,
business
really
is
good.
growing, right? I mean, we've got
Yeah.
a good foundation of customers that we're
Mm-hmm.
working with, and we've got some great proposals out, and we're getting good feedback. People say feedback from the universe, right? But
Mm.
it's good feedback from those customers, because we realize how they have not been treated well,
Mhm.
and we're seeing that in different ways. And we're also seeing how we, part of our point is, first, let's make sure we get you stabilized when we bring you on. And what we're finding is, they weren't all that stable. A few things were working that they thought were working, a few things weren't. And they're like,
Right.
okay, well, this is our opportunity to really get you into a place where we're doing what we want to do, which is keep you safe and secure and productive. You shouldn't be having to deal with all these technical problems and challenges. That's for us. Let's keep you so that you can be operational.
And just
so-
a very
yeah.
easy way, because we want to make sure that value is portrayed here, right? And that people know what value you guys are bringing to an organization.
Right.
Now, say it in a way that a novice could get it. Don't technical it, right?
Yeah.
Because they can go, what does that mean? Right?
Right.
At the bottom line, what's the value you guys are bringing to business?
Yeah. So this idea of keeping folks safe and secure. First, we build up a good perimeter. Let's just call it that, right?
Okay.
You got your machines, you got maybe, a few things networked in your business, right? Maybe a lot of things networked. But how safe and secure is that perimeter to keep the barbarians out, right? And there's a lot of tools out there, but they're not always easily accessible from a consumer standpoint, right? And we've got great folks at a corporate level who tell us, here's the latest, here's the greatest, here's what we're recommending. Build it into what you're calling your security posture so that we have the best,
offer.
perimeter
Yeah.
there, right? Think about building a moat, right? And who's coming in, who's coming out.
Right.
So from a very deep technology standpoint, from having the right tools in place to having the right routines in place, we want to be testing people
Yes.
because a lot of people are getting through because people are clicking on the wrong stuff.
Mhm.
Well, let's make sure that that's not happening. Let's get people trained as well. So that's the first piece. Second piece is inside. We want to make sure everything's backed up and ready to roll in case something does go down, right? Could be a power outage, could be an internet outage, could be just something that shakes up one of the machines because they finally died, right? Let's make sure that we're getting in front of that and make sure that we can get you back up and running as quickly as possible.
Okay.
That's the main value. And then just from the technology standpoint, where we're not trying to go too deep, right? But that's the piece. The other side is then we have local experts and help desk and support. And
And
they're
what's the
folks that get to
value
know
of
you.
local?
So many
experts?
things. Let's think about, probably everybody's out there has had some experience of calling and getting, Chip on the phone, but it doesn't sound like he's from California, right? I mean, we'll just,
Or
put it that way.
Chicago.
Chip may know his stuff, but it's, it's still sometimes a little difficult. And does Chip really know you, right? So instead, by being local and
Yeah.
being focused and being involved with our clients, our technicians know you and know what's important to you, right? We're monitoring everything, and so they're aware of your environment. And when you call in, if you need to call in, because that happens from time to time, you get that familiar voice.
Yeah. So does that mean customized procedures and processes for the businesses that you're engaging?
For a lot of them, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're building out again against a best of class and a best practices standpoint, you do want to standardize as best as you can.
Absolutely.
But everybody's got a little something different.
Yeah.
Right. And so we need to make sure we understand that and have that knowledge captured so that we can support each one individually.
Yeah, and I'm coming, and the last two people standing, opportunities to do IT work for me is a big conglomerate and you.
Mm-hmm.
Why should I pick you?
I'll give you our bottom line piece. I mean, so first of all, you're talking about a big guy versus us. Well, we're part of a large organization. We've got 280 locations around the country, 1,500 techs. So I've actually found in my experience in working in this organization that we are actually deeper and have a greater knowledge base than some of the multi-billion-dollar companies I've worked for. It's pretty amazing because of that spread and the community amongst all those technicians, right? So you've got that piece. The other part of it is we care about your success. This only works if we make sure that you are successful, right? I mean, and that's just not a byline. It's like we're in the same community. We're going to be bumping into each other.
Because everyone tells them that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you deliver.
That's right.
That's the difference.
It is.
A big difference.
It is. And it's that side of the customer service. You'll feel it. We haven't hired a Chip yet, but I mean, you know what I'm saying. If we hired someone named Chip, Chip would sound like he came from California and he'd know your stuff.
As long as his first last name is not Micro, right?
There you go.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh my, that is so awesome. You know what really stands out to me, Jay, is listening to you talk about that space. You can just sense the passion that you have for the space that you're in. That makes a difference to me, right? It's just not canned answers, but it's someone that passionately wants to move this organization forward and be who you say you are.
I'm glad to hear that and I appreciate that.
Yeah. And that integrous piece cannot be overstated, right? Yeah. There's a lot of shady people in your space. I thought I'd throw that in for free.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Right.
Kelly.
Yes.
Our people look at our show because our goal is to infuse hope and encouragement into the world. Lisa and I stand by that. We exist for that as a vision and a mission for the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa. So there's a camera that's pointed right at your mug.
Uh-oh.
It's not a mug shot, by the way.
Okay.
Not selling your pictures or anything. So,
That's really...
even though we probably could get some good Jack on the market. But,
I love that.
every time I just love messing with Kelly. You know, she does not think about herself like we do, right?
That's very true.
That's all right. You hang out with me enough. You gotta start thinking, oh, you know what, Frank, got a little point there. What's going on?
Oh, God.
But looking at our
Love that.
camera, I want you to talk to the people. It's your job to infuse a little hope and encouragement into the world. What would
Love
you
that.
say to them?
Oh, I love it. Well, I would address stay-at-home moms because I know it's a large segment of our population, and I feel very, a lot of them feel undervalued, and I think that you are doing a tremendous job. And I think more stay-at-home moms need to know that their worth is not just the children or just their family. They have so much to give. And you just need to know that and know that there's a supportive community out there for you too, that we're cheering each other. We should cheer each other on.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I
Don't
think
let
that.
culture define your worth.
Right. Don't
Right,
yeah,
or the
yeah,
shows, all those type things, and
yeah,
all the
yeah.
movements and etc.
And
Right?
just you're
Yeah.
if you have faith in God,
Yes.
that's really where your worth
That's where your
is
definition of
coming
identity
from.
should come from.
Yes,
Right? Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. And if you don't, introduce you.
We can.
We
love
thought we'd
that.
throw that in for free.
Yeah.
Right? How about you, Jay? What would you say to our audience today to infuse hope and
I
encouragement?
don't think I could follow that up very well.
I'm
Talking
sure you
about
can.
talking about God. It's like, go Bears. That's my encouragement. No,
There's not much more that can be said than that. I think in a lot of ways, just for encouragement for folks, there is, you've hit on so many different pieces out there, and I think the encouragement element is, and what we're seeing, and I think what's true is, if you go out there with the integrity. And to the point of what you're saying, what are you really good at? Find out what you're really good at, and then do it with your heart. Do it with integrity, right?
Yes.
Because if you go out and you do what you said you were going to do, and you show up, you're going to be taken care of in a lot of ways.
Yes.
And I mean, I think when I think about like true encouragement, and what keeps me going as well, and without sounding too preachy, it's been an interesting theme that our church has been going through, which is this again and again, where it points out that God is a good God. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to be fulfilled. It's like, okay, if I can go into every day thinking that there's an opportunity here for me to be fulfilled, for me to help others in some way, then, and that ultimately things will be taken care of in that way. That's part of it. And that's faith. And it might sound a little wishy-washy, but it's like, how else do you get up and go other than thinking I got to go, slay the dragon in some other
Stop
fashion?
framing it that way. You know what? Because that's a takeaway. I'm just going to tell you this, okay? This soul coaching me, right? When you say something that you have a conviction about, don't ever apologize.
Right.
Ever. Yeah. Frame it the way you see it. Some people are going to connect with it, some aren't.
Yeah.
That's totally on them, right? Because I'm not going to connect with everything that people say.
There you go.
Right? Yeah.
I love
So
that.
Good. I appreciate that.
you bet. One last thing. Give people your contact information. How do they reach you guys?
Yeah, sure. So we can be found on the web at www.teamlogicit.com, Highlands Ranch CO. So that's one of our main websites there. You can find us on Facebook, on LinkedIn. I'm Jay Geiger. That's a Geiger. You can find me out on LinkedIn and Facebook there to connect. What else do we got?
I'm also on LinkedIn, Kelly Geiger.
That's right. Kelly's out there. She is now on LinkedIn as well.
What do I mean? Did you just get on?
I did.
Oh.
I just got on. I did. I'm all like tea party.
It's a technology
That's
company.
okay.
Yeah.
We got that. Our phone number is, but our phone number is 720-986-8670.
Indeed.
So if you do that, it'd be great.
It will be great. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome. I know you're thanking me for introducing you to them. Right? So I just say you're welcome ahead of time. Yeah, so TeamLogic IT and Highlands Ranch, Jay and Kelly Geiger are there for your needs. Reach out to them. Have a conversation. You never know what they have to offer if you don't ask. We are to be encouraged show on Monday, infusing hope and encouragement to a culture and a generation that's lacking it. We'll be back with hour 2 soon. Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged Show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on the show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
Would you eat a prime steak if it was served on a dirty plate? Probably not. Hi, I'm Giuseppe. Just like a fine steak, your product needs to be presented well to be effective. If you feel you're not selling effectively or spending money on unused tools, comment below with marketing strategy. Let's clean up your presentation and maximize your business potential in just 90 days.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged Show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on the show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at BeEncouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
Would you eat a prime steak if it was served on a dirty plate? Probably not. Hi, I'm Giuseppe. Just like a fine steak, your product needs to be presented well to be effective. If you feel you're not selling effectively or spending money on unused tools, comment below with marketing strategy. Let's clean up your presentation and maximize your business potential in just 90 days.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make Engerald a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
Would you eat a prime steak if it was served on a dirty plate? Probably not. Hi, I'm Giuseppe. Just like a fine steak, your product needs to be presented well to be effective. If you feel you're not selling effectively or spending money on unused tools, comment below with marketing strategy. Let's clean up your presentation and maximize your business potential in just 90 days.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
Hi guys, Frank here again. I'm without my partner Lisa today as she and her incredible husband John are in South Carolina doing their yearly anniversary love fest. So I am so stoked for them. John, Lisa, in case you guys are seeing, I hope you're having a wonderful time. Please be safe, and I'll see you next Monday, Lisa. Well, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right on. Yeah, so we're the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa. And we want to thank our platinum sponsor, Crescio, for this show. Our friend Joshua Geary is passionate about uplifting the Southeast. And when you partner with his company, you will learn how to automate your sales funnel using tools like Chat GPT. Visit them at Crescio.com to learn more. Let me introduce these two incredible ladies that are coming in. They just love it here. I mean, Dana's rocking it like she means it. Right? Yeah. I love, this is what I call unapologetically, young lady. Right? Let me just throw down what it is. You guys just take a
sure
look at
you'll
it.
find out why I'm dressed like this.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get into this.
Yes.
We just want to fixate on this for a minute. Okay. Right. So Dana Susan Beasley, she's the owner of Angel Arts. She works in graphic design, writing, and publishing. Her specialties include branding, identity, logo design, book design and editing, proofreading, inspirational publishing, and she also does training, speaking, coaching on brand identity issues and entrepreneurialism.
I know. I'm a Renaissance
Yeah.
kind of entrepreneur. That's-
And in her spare time.
In
No,
spare
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
And we have the lovely Casey Barley with us as well this morning. First time I've really ever got to say that
Wow.
to you. That is so wonderful. We'll do a little deep dive into that a little bit as well, right? Oh, yeah. You know, coming on with me, girlfriend, that we're going to be talking a little bit about that. I love Casey. She's been enriching lives from the inside and out with a holistic approach to functional nutrition and wellness for the last 23 years. She started when she was 7. And her approach is rooted in biology, focusing on your lifestyle, emotional triggers, stress management, and much more to build you a nutrition plan that helps your family thrive while embracing community and tradition at mealtime. Casey has honed her reputation at Wild Whole Foods as Wild Hold Food Chip.
Now you know why we have to rebrand.
Exactly. All of us, none of us Southerners can do this. Say this in a full
I'm
sentence.
from the Midwest.
But her business is currently rebranding under the name of Modern Mama Wellness.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, that's much easier. Thank you. Mama. Mountain Mama. What kind of mama are you? You're modern mama. Oh, Dana, thanks for being with us today. Tell us a little bit about who is this Dana Beasley?
Well, I'm a creative person, as you can tell, and I love the arts, and I love children, and I love to work with children. And so
Where did that come from?
it's just always been part of who I am.
Huh.
Yeah. So I also am a nerd, and just right, say it.
She throw that in
And I
for
love,
free.
I love Token and Narnia and all that stuff. And
Ah.
I was a homeschooling mother. I homeschooled my son. He's now
Oh.
23. He's my apprentice. And I noticed that he was in front of the computer all the time, and he's high functioning autistic, and I couldn't get him out in front of the computer. And so I had this idea to start a live action role playing club
Oh.
for kids.
Yeah.
And that's what we did in 2017. And we are starting the next year, our new year here, which just started last week. And so I work with a lot of high functioning autistic kids in
Oh.
the community. And they come over to, right now we're meeting in a church, in my church, and also at my house. So we
Yeah.
have 2 meeting
They give your
places.
church a prop shout out as well.
Yeah, Living Hope Church.
Living Hope.
Yeah, Living Hope Church on Manitou Boulevard. They're
Yes,
great
I
people.
know that.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So we meet there for our classes on Thursdays, and we do sword fighting. They make swords and all sorts of other kinds of accessories. I share the Bible. I share history, and all in the context of a fantasy world like
Ah.
Token and Narnia that I created.
yeah,
And so therefore, that's why I'm dressed up as a queen. I play a queen. I'm Queen Amadarian at your service.
There we go. Just in case you
So,
were wondering.
Yeah, so basically what I'm about is arts and entrepreneurialism and helping others to reach new heights in their lives and beyond. That's what Angel Arts is all about. And Explorers Creativity Club is the outreach here locally.
The
that we
outreach
do.
arm of doing that.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. That's awesome. That is. So I'm glad we got some clarity
Yes, I know.
on your dress today. You know, I'm down with any kind of dress,
Well,
right?
you know, Renaissance.
Is the festival over? Did you
Oh,
go-
that? Yeah,
you do
no,
the festival?
no, not this year, but
You
we have.
didn't? Okay, yeah.
for
I've
sure.
been there as well.
Yeah.
And Casey, you and I have known each other, I think, almost since you came to town. We met each other shortly
Very
after you
shortly,
came.
about 6 months
Yeah.
after I moved to town. So.
Yeah, from Iowa, right?
I was in Denver before that. So I was
Okay,
in Denver
originally
for about
from
5
Iowa.
years. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then originally from Iowa.
Yeah. See, I remembered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. So also, just like Dana, tell us a little bit about who is this Casey? What is your last name again? Barley. And tell them why I keep jacking that up.
I am newly married as of 12 days ago.
12 days ago.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yes, and we
Congratulations.
eloped, which is why he's giving me so much grief.
I was supposed to be a part of that.
Oh, of course.
Right,
Yeah,
they kicked
yeah.
me to the curb.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I was
Ran
gonna
away.
officiate this thing.
We
Oh,
ran
wow.
Yeah.
No wonder you're giving her a hard time.
No. So it's a little bit of paternal grief there.
Just a little bit. Yeah. So congratulations on your new marriage and everything. I met him, a
Yes.
very awesome and handsome young man. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I bet you do think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be a bummer if I didn't.
Right, it would be. So tell us a little bit about you, your family makeup, and I think it'd be really interesting because you're one of the most dynamic cooks in this region. I mean, you're amazing. And those are your bad points. You are. Where did this originate from? What's the genesis of you doing that work?
Well, my family makeup. So my husband is a veteran, and I have 2 daughters, Olivia and Violet. Olivia is 11 and Violet is 6. But I grew up on a farm in Iowa. My grandparents helped raise us. I'm a child of divorce. My dad was raising my sisters and I on his own, and so I spent almost every day with my grandmother, and to keep me focused because I have ADHD. It was keeping me tactily focused in the kitchen because trying to get me to not quit things was a full-time job because in about 11 seconds I was bored out of my mind. But I was quick-witted, so usually I could find a very entertaining excuse as to why you should let me quit things. One, I just read the Shel Silverstein book about there's a poem where the kid broke all the dishes so he didn't have to wash the dishes, and I grinned at my grandma. We ate on these dishes last night, and I said, if we break the dishes, Grandma, then we don't have to finish washing the dishes, and I could play dolls faster. And being the Christian woman that she was, she lovingly told me that was stupid. To wash the dishes anyway. She wouldn't use the word stupid because she has much more grace than I do. But that was the message that came across, like, girlfriend, that's not gonna happen, but you're gonna wash the dishes anyway. So the love of cooking came from just a very traditional upbringing, German roots, lots of proverbs, lots of sayings, lots of family traditions. I like to tease that not until I went to Christian undergrad did I understand I had a Christian upbringing, because I would repeat some of the sayings that she would say to me growing up, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're religious," and it was a complete surprise. So that it comes through in what I do. My business is very encompassing of all backgrounds, but I believe food can't be enjoyed and our nutrition can't be optimized if we're not enjoying the staples, events, community that's tradition at mealtime. I have a client that's a new mom, and you know, she's navigating a new baby and a couple small kids at home. And I told her in her consult that, you know, you can't thrive if you're feeding your family food that they don't enjoy. So it's about telling me what you guys enjoy, and then let's build your plan around that. Still focusing on what she needs, but so that she doesn't have the additional stress at mealtime trying to make everybody else happy, because then that's going to impact her biologically. So how can I make it functionally sound and teach you these tools so that eventually you can graduate from care? So the same tools I got from my grandma that she had no idea would carry into my professional life.
That's so awesome. That's awesome. Isn't it weird? I mean, not weird, that's not the right phrasing, but isn't it interesting as we look back on our pathways to life, how much difference these things make, and in the time we don't think that are making that much difference, and we go back to lean on them, and we say, it was creating a pathway for me. It was creating for my own passions and those things. You know, Robert Frost's poem is one of my favorite, and I use this to kind of frame a question for you, Dana. So, and it says, I should be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere, ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the road, the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. What has been the road less traveled that you've taken?
Oh, entrepreneurialism for sure. Right? We're a work-at-home family, and homeschooling, that's not the typical thing to do, you know, in our society. So we have a very different lifestyle of being at home, and then just the whole creating this community of kids who like to do live action role playing and sword fighting. That is not something most women my age probably would do, but
Yeah, that's interesting that you would say that, because our audience is looking at you right now. You say, well, this is a road less traveled for me. My garb, my passion.
We don't see this every day out there.
Right, yeah. I rarely see it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Except up at the Renaissance Festival.
Yeah. So why? Why do you do it?
Because I love it. And you were talking about things in childhood. When I was in third grade, my third grade teacher read us The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. And so after that, I was playing Narnia in my backyard with my friends.
From that time on.
Yes. And so we were just pretend playing that you did in the 70s. You know, I'm a child of the 70s. And so I did that, and then I was telling you I have this large family, like you do, and I was teaching my oldest nieces and nephews how to do this playing Narnia. And then they taught their younger siblings, who taught their younger siblings, until one of my nephews and I talked about it. And this is how live action role playing was born, because we realized live action role playing was a thing. But to me, it was just pretend play. And these kids don't know how to play anymore. And it's sad to me. And so they don't know how to build community. I mean, we just went down the block, right, and play with our friends.
Yes.
Doesn't happen now.
No.
And so I built this whole community for my son, basically. But in so doing, I built a community for a whole bunch of people over the years. And it's just, you know, it's just, why I do it is to see that joy of those kids when, you know, they're doing something so fun and they don't want to leave because they're having so much fun, and their parents, especially the mothers, are really having fun connecting with other mothers, and they're just having a great time.
For me to say that you're recreating a moment in time, in life that was really, really special for you.
Yes, it was. It was definitely special. And not only did I do that, but I was immersed in what's called world building now, you know, creating my own fantasy novels, creating a language, creating maps of my world, creating characters, writing novels. And this is what I was doing when I was a kid.
Yeah.
along with studying Robert Frost's poem. I love that poem. So yeah, so that's what I did. And so I brought that all back to life through this program. And I used the things that I wrote back then. Not that they're any good. I would not, back then when I was 15, 16, whatever. I'm bringing them back to life in a totally new way, combining the scripture. And that's really the real reason I do what I do is because I want to share the gifts that God has given me and share that with others so that
And
they
this
can
is
come
the
to know Him.
outcome of that. Yes?
Yes.
Fist pump. Yes. Annie, if you've seen the movie Little Orphan Annie,
Oh, yeah.
the redhead girl, and she would always, the song that was most prevalent in that movie was "It's a Hard Knock Life."
Gosh.
And it's
Oh,
just
yes,
a
I identify with
hard
that.
knock life.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so Casey.
I knew you were going to transition.
And tell us, what in the last year has been hard knock for you?
In the last year?
Yeah, or if you want more, please, you can share that as well.
I would say trauma and difficulty has been kind of a repetitive thing for my last 40 years. And so it's bred resilience, but yeah, I was a child that grew up in an abusive home. So that's why I grew up with a single father. And unfortunately it was a difficult pattern for me to break, which we all know the statistics. It's easy to read them on a paper, but it's much more difficult for people to unwind the way their brains work. I'm a very hyper logical person. Most people, when they meet me, they wouldn't guess that was my background unless they've been educated in trauma. But I've had a couple abusive marriages, and I was a single mother for a very long time, and then I threw in a couple strokes just to add some seasoning in there because life was not
I don't know if most people would frame it that way,
right.
but okay.
life was not boring enough.
Yeah.
So I got to recover from that, and a few other health scares, which is part of why I do what I do. I specialize in hormonal health and digestive disorders, but also family health. And when you're a survivor of trauma, there's physical components of that as well. I'm a somatic feeler, so I understand that when we experience trauma, it lives within the body until we release it. And so a lot of people who haven't released their trauma, not only do they struggle with disorders like PTSD, but they can get digestive disorders and autoimmune issues until they're able to come to terms with that. And so part of what I do is provide function to allow their bodies to thrive, lower that inflammation, take away that stress factor while they can work on the emotional components.
Wow.
And so it adds some quality of life and some empowerment while they're able to unpack the really heavy emotional baggage that's going to allow them to live optimally long term.
Wow. That was a lot.
That was a lot.
That was a good lot. No, right? It was a good lot. I hope you can resonate, ladies and gentlemen, as we talk about these spaces and what Casey's bringing to the fore right now, because it's so important. And I'm glad you get to lead with that word trauma. I know you, so I know the stories, right? And
You do, and you know how much I like to gloss.
Yes.
And move on.
That's why you knew I was coming to you, right?
I knew it's just right there for me.
But you said yes to me.
Yes, I did.
You came.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Knowing that I know you.
Yes.
Yeah, and I love you. So we're so glad that you are who you are and what you have to offer community right now. Quite frankly, would not be the same context without what you've gone through. Her pain is your gain. Yes?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's easy to think wellness is something you can achieve when your life is easy.
Mhm.
In life, you'll always be surfing some obstacle, and you have to
Always.
find a way to flow with it. And the idea that there's balance is an illusion.
It is an illusion. Yeah. Yeah. I call it work-life integration.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as balance, right? You integrate your life because it should be your work should be part of your life, right? So you integrate and you continue to bring up and show up very best that you can. Dana, what's been difficult for you in the last year?
In the last year, well, the School of Hard Knocks is pretty apt.
Yeah.
You know, having a couple of businesses, my husband's an architect, and that could go up and down,
Yeah.
leaving a lot of valleys, more valleys than mountains lately.
Mm,
So, navigating all that and learning how to figure out how to help him as a marketer, because I'm not a salesperson and I'm not that wasn't my profession. My profession was in graphic design before I met him. So learning all that, and mainly just on a more deeper level, just learning to trust that God's going to come through for me again and again and again, and learning that I'm not an orphan that he's going to abandon. I really had that orphan spirit, something I had to deal with, and looking to Jesus for my help rather than everything else.
Circumstances.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's been difficult. I'll say with, my husband's autistic, my son is autistic, and so those can be difficult things to navigate, and sometimes feeling like I'm the caretaker, and it gets to be overwhelming.
Yes.
So trying to figure out all of that stuff, and just in the midst of it all, just trusting that God's going to come through, and just there's just so many things I want to achieve, so that at the end of my life, when I face him, he could say, "Well done, good and faithful servant."
Faithful servant.
Yeah,
yes.
that's my goal.
Yeah.
My other goal is on this side of heaven, is to make sure that my son is okay and that he's going to be able to go forward without it someday. So, working those mountains and just trying and never quitting. That's can be hard and can be very worse.
Yes. Thank you for your transparency.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Life is not linear, is it? It's not a straight track
No, it's
anywhere.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting,
Yeah. I can definitely relate to both what you ladies are saying, what you're going through. It's difficult at best, but at the same time, we can rest in the fact that our pain points, this really is the point, right? Because that's what creates the space for us to do the things that we're designed to do. So, yeah. So, guys, I'm having more fun than you. I'm just saying. Yeah, I throw that in for free. I'm having a good time. Doesn't mean that all my time is good, but I'm having a good time. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about, we can, going through all the things that all of us go through in life, we can develop a victim mentality. I see culture really, more often than not, trends that way. How do you keep from having a victim mentality, Dana, in the midst of all the challenges that you have?
Boy, one thing is knowing that that's not good. I mean, I grew up in a dysfunctional home myself, and I
wonder if anyone didn't.
Well, right. Did anyone not? Right, but dealing with that trauma, dealing with that trauma, I realized that no, I am the person I am because of what I went through. And so I can either, there's this phrase that I like, I can either be bitter or I can get better. And so it's a choice that you have to make day by day. And
sometimes moment by moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I decided a long time ago when I was first going through this healing process that I was going to not only be a survivor, but thrive through it. And my mission in life is from I always forget it was 1 Corinthians or 2 Corinthians 1, but to take the comfort that God has given me and then share with others. So there is purpose in my pain. There's so much purpose in that. And if I could just share that with others and help others through that, then it was all worth it.
Well, can I encourage you?
Of course, be encouraged.
You're doing that.
Thanks.
You are, yeah, and you're bringing yourself and showing up in this space, regardless of what someone would think or take away from this. You're going to be authentically you, right?
And that was not always the case.
Yeah.
Even up to a year ago, I wouldn't have done something like this.
Really?
Really. I was very shy. I was self-conscious, and and so.
Well, you look gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Don't you even try not to be you.
But yeah, no, I had the situations where I was told, because I am this Renaissance person where I love different things.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was told you can't do that.
Right.
And I was made guilty for feeling talented,
Yes.
for being talented. Yeah, so shameful.
Yeah,
So it took me a lot to do this. To even ask you to be on the show was a big turning point for me.
Was it?
Oh, yes.
And you're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that you took that leap today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you are, same question. How do you stand up? Because our brain is really weird, right? Our brain will tell us some narratives that'll make us feel victimized all the time. How do you guard against victim mentality?
I think it's partly just being honest with yourself of the storyline in your head wasn't planted there by you. So allow yourself to hear it for what it is. Being ADHD, pretty easy negative storyline in my head all the time with that. But then having a traumatic background, that's easy too. I did extensive therapy because I knew motherhood was on the agenda for me, and it's forefront in whatever I do. Yeah. But you have to talk to yourself the same way you would talk to your 5-year-old child. And whatever's going on in your head on autopilot, you have to hear that as somebody else put that there. That's not what I think of myself. So I tell my children to counter it. And the quote that I like that helps keep me in check is, "Don't let your storm get your children wet."
Ah!
And so if I'm
say that again for the 8 people that didn't hear.
Don't let your storm get your children wet. So if I'm having a bad day, if I'm struggling with, because co-parenting after domestic violence is a crack up. But if I'm having a rough day, I center myself. I take 5 minutes. Something that's helpful for me, because if you're triggered, you're back in your reptilian brain. I'll go down in my room and I try to make myself concentrate on an object, and I stare at the object and I set a timer for 5 minutes, and you're just getting your brain, you can go free flowing with your thought, but you focus, and that 5 minutes is enough to get me in check so that I can come back as Mary Poppins for my kids, because that's what they need, but they also need to know that it's okay to go to that place, to have emotions. And I feel like we need that in wellness too. It's not easy. There's a spectrum with your health. We can't control it. We can't prevent side steps in the quality of our life, and you don't get to logic your way out.
That's right. You don't.
So, embrace the curveballs, take your 5 minutes, and get back on the horse.
There you go. You're a good mama. You know that? Just look at me. Don't push back. You are a good mama.
Thank you.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes. We are here talking to the amazing Dana Beasley, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yes. I call my wife baby so I don't jack it up. So be thankful that I remember your name. So, baby, I hope you're not looking at this. But I won't be able to go home tonight, right? So, and Casey Barley. I remembered it. I don't know do I like that better?
It's a little hillbilly sound.
It is, yeah, a little bit, yeah, but that's okay.
That's okay.
That's all right.
It's from Montana. It's not as bad.
was Casey Fessler before, in case you're looking up her and can't find Barley anywhere. We know Fessler. That's what it was before. She's the new Casey Barley. That is so amazing. You know, guys, our show is built on the premise that we don't have to engage in what society says that we have to. On the negative, the unkindness, the hatred, the bitterness, that we are going to infuse hope and encouragement into the community, right? And that's what we stand on. What is first of all, before I go, I want you guys to say something hopeful and encouraging to our audience. But first of all, tell them, what do you want them to know about your business, young lady? We've talked about everything. I didn't give you a chance to really throw that out. How can they engage you?
Well,
Who needs to engage you?
well, there are several levels. There's, of course, the branding, the graphic design. If somebody wants to be, or if somebody is an aspiring author, there's that. But
let me say this before you go on. Branding is so important. I'm a branding expert as well, along with my dear friend Dana. A lot of times where businesses miss it is that they try to market something they haven't branded.
that's
You
true.
see what I mean? They're
Yes.
taking something to market with no brand, right? So people are confused. Branding eliminates the confusion of business and gives you something to stand on, so everyone that engages your business know what you're bringing to market.
Right, and it's not just about some pretty or cool logo you put up.
No.
It's so much more than a logo. Which,
So
of
much
course, I'm a
more.
graphic designer and I
Yeah.
do logos, but yeah. So that's one part, but the other part, which is why I'm here, is I'm speaking mainly on behalf of the live action role playing that I do, and I really dearly want to see that grow, and I want to reach as many kids as we can, and to grow that community. And it's just a really big part of our lives, and so I want to see more involvement with that. And we meet 3 times a month for the school year. We have a summer camp also, and that's just a really dear part of what I do, is reaching out to these kids. They're for the kid, that preteen teen that doesn't feel like they fit in anywhere, and that they don't play mainstream sports. They might tend toward the nerd side, and they just need that little extra boost, make friends. And because they make friends in this group, which is kind of rare.
Be encouraged,
Exactly.
in
Yeah.
whom they are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the whole creativity side of them being able to create these characters is really huge for them, especially those with special needs. It gives them this outlet, and it's really special to see that.
Thank you for doing the work that you do.
Oh yeah, of course, I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Who are the people you're trying to reach today when you talk about modern mama?
Families of any makeup, and there are a number of reasons why you might be struggling with your health, from families with children of special needs, because food can be a battle when your children are on the spectrum. Texture is a repetitive issue moms reach out to me about, but it can be, maybe you're navigating a health scare and you grew up in the South and you don't know how to cook healthfully, but you still want it to taste how mama made it. So it's anyone struggling with those needs, but I do specialize in people recovering from trauma, because it's not an anomaly. I got to help a wonderful woman who used to have a very demanding job in the DA's office, and she has a lot of gut issues because of that. And watching her start to thrive over the last year has been beautiful, because she does want a family, and it's heartbreaking to me watching women lose out on that opportunity of life, because they navigated difficult things on the front end. And so it's finding optimal health within that. And so they can reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook right now, still under Wild Whole Food Chef. I do more than cook. I do specialize in the education component, but I am pulling back on marketing right now because I haven't made my branding transition yet. But I will be transitioning in the next 4 to 6 weeks into modern mama wellness. But yeah, families of any definition that are struggling with their health for any number of reasons that really need education on how to make that functionally fit their lifestyle.
Right on. Yeah. So, segue that into looking at that camera and encouraging our audience. Tell them something hopeful and encouraging, and then give them a way to reach you. I think you already did that part.
Approach each day as a new opportunity I think is the best way to look at it. It's easy to give up in wellness because Instagram and social media want to tell you that if you don't have the perfect daily routine, if you don't follow this 10-step program, it's going to fail. And the thing is you're going to skip part of that routine. I daily accidentally leave my vitamins on the counter until bedtime, and then I'm swallowing them by the handful. So embrace the parts of your personality that will add curveballs to this, and build plan Bs and plan Cs to help keep yourself on track, but practice forgiveness because you're human and you're going to be human for your entire life cycle here.
Yeah.
And again, you can get into contact with me at wildwholefoodchef@gmail.com or on Instagram and Facebook. And if you don't do that anytime in the next 4 to 6 weeks, then you're going to need to look for me at Modern Mama Wellness.
Indeed. All right. Reach out to Casey. Yeah, you won't regret that. You as well, young lady. Give our audience something hopeful and encouraging.
Yes, well, I would say to realize that you don't have to fit in, that you can shine, you can stand out. That is what I struggled with my whole life, is feeling like I had to fit into some sort of category, and I realized I don't have to, and that's okay, and neither do you. You can shine, you can dazzle, you can be who God called you to be, and that is the best place to be, and it's exciting. It may not be easy, but it is worth it.
This morning I posted a video. I do a morning thing called Frankly Speaking. So on it, I said that, we were all created, right? Regardless of where you land on that thing, I believe God created us. You may not. I'm not trying to argue with what you believe, but we're all created. So that means that we're all creators. So
Yes.
we need to come to the table creating something, right? And we're on this big ball to create something. You need to find out what you were put here to create and start doing that. Stop talking about it, but create some action around that where you're creating your design and why you were here. So thank you for being here. Tell them how to reach you, by the way.
So probably the easiest way is on my Facebook page, Angel Arts Publishing, or angelarts.biz. That will tell you everything that you need to know, all that I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you guys go back and see this posted on LinkedIn and Facebook, go in there and make sure that you know
Yes,
your
I
contact
will.
information,
I will do that.
both of you, so that people can reach you. We're wrapping up a little early today because my dear friend has an appointment, and she was so gracious to come in and fill in last moment for me. Thank you, Casey. I appreciate you so much. So before we wrap, let me spotlight our sponsors once more. Westco Insurance and the incredible Karen Butcher. She loves helping people save and get the very best service ever. Contact her through our website at beencouraged.net, or go to Westco Insurance and contact Karen as well. Kawata Consulting, unlock potential, transform your presence, coaching and digital marketing solutions for lasting impact. Contact them at Quata, Quarata consulting.com. And lastly, Planet Duck and the incredible Brandon Kirk and his team offer astronomical air duct cleaning with the most powerful vacuum trucks in Colorado. They are stronger than the vacuum of space. Reach out to them at Planet Duck and the very amazing Brandon Kerr. More and more people are seeing the benefits of sponsorship with us. We're up to 24 sponsors on our show right now. Visit us at beencouraged.net to become a sponsor and get your business name out there to our growing audience. Our platinum sponsor has seen an aggressive 900% growth in their business in just 7 months. Like and follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn to join us on our journey to extend hope and encouragement across the world and help people realize their potential through networking, collaboration, and community involvement. And don't forget, if you want to join us internationally, go to our website and select international via Instagram and join us live from anywhere in the world. We're so glad that we can come in on Motivation Monday, have some incredible humans come in and join us as well, follow their journeys, engage their businesses, show them that what they're bringing to earth and to humanity matters in a very real and tangible way. Frank Sinclair minus Lisa Sennett today, to Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa. Lisa, I hope John and you are having the best time ever on your anniversary week. We'll see you again next Monday, and we miss you, young lady. To my bride, I love you. I'll see you tonight as we celebrate my birthday. Yeah, so once again, young ladies, thank you for being
Thank
with
you,
us
Frank.
on our show. You
And happy
guys
birthday.
rock. Thank you
Thanks.
very much. Yeah, and that'll be it, Melissa. What do you think?